Hello friends, and welcome back to another episode of Manly Made Minutes Monday Moment, where I share tips, tricks, and helpful hints. My name is Sean with Manly Made Minute. Today, I have a super easy trick I'd like to share with you, and this is when we are gluing our cards together, and we want to make sure that we get the edges glued down. It gets glued nice and it bonds really nice before we go on and add other embellishments and different things. And so I want to share with you what I have done to make sure that things are adhered to my card. It stays nice and flat. Maybe watercoloring and I'm trying to dry it flat. I'd also use this tip for that as well. So let's head on down to my down camera and I'll show you my little pieces of rock that I use to do that. Okay, here we are, and here are my little pieces of travertine that I use when I am making my cards. And I'm going to use this card as an example because this one had some different layers to it. Glued a piece on the inside. I did some pieces with some matting and some designer paper on the flaps of this fun fold card, as well as then the sentiment on top. So this would be a great card to use this trick where I'm maybe gluing down my matting and my layers. And I want to make sure that those corners and things get adhered before I continue with my embellishments and things on here. So once you've glued your pieces and you want to lay something heavy on it to glue, that's when I use these. And I grabbed two pieces. I have more of a brick type size, and then I have more of a square size. Square cards, obviously, any card, but I use this quite a bit just for single cards. And so what I would do, I would glue my pieces down, and then to adhere it, I would just set this on top and then let that dry as I'm working on something else before I come back to this. These are quite heavy. I'm going to be honest. You can use almost anything for these. These are travertine pieces. We recently had a pool put in our backyard, and I snuck out did some dumpster diving and got some scrap pieces of travertine to do this with because I thought these would be perfect. They're smooth. They're kind of decorative and pretty that they would work. And so I went and grabbed these by dumpster diving. So I'll use these when I do more single cards and things. And then let me show you another idea that I have when I do bulk cards. So let me grab that and let me show you that idea. Here's my idea when I do bulk cards. This is an extra piece of countertop from my craft room. You can kind of see a piece over here of when I installed my craft room. These are IKEA countertops. They're quite thick and heavy. It's like compressed board. So it's got some weight to it. And it's just, standard on this side, the gray looking kind of Formica on this side. So when I do bulk cards, I use this because I can lay several underneath and it flattens them out. This works really, really nice. And again, I'm just using what's in my craft room. If you've got other pieces that work, by all means, use those or come up with another idea of your own. I just had these, so they worked with me and I thought I would share. So I grabbed the same card when I made these in bulk, and these were just birthday cards that I made for myself to give out to friends. So if I'm making these in bulk, I usually would do one. I would come over and I would just lay this underneath like so. I'd go back to my craft table. I'd glue down the next one. Then I would come back and I would just slide this underneath and keep those two underneath there. And I would keep doing that until I have filled up. This fits 5 cards underneath it. And so I would keep doing that like so. And then once I got that 5th one underneath, I would then grab that first one I put underneath and then continue working on this. If I was gluing more stuff down, I'd put that back underneath, grab the next one. And this works really nice just for 5 cards at a time. Flatten those pieces out. Now this is for watercoloring, gluing, anything that you need some heavy weight on to kind of keep that card from bending and rolling up on us. So there you have it. There are my 2 ideas for keeping your cards nice and flat, nice and smooth when we are assembling. All right, let's go ahead and finish this out for you this week. All right, there you have it. There's my easy, super tip for this week. I just wanted to mention, I got this idea from some other YouTube creators that I found, some of my favorites on there. I went to look to see where I could find there is somebody out there that makes an acrylic block, and it says something about kindness on it or something, and I can't find the videos on who's using it and where I got the idea. But I just knew that I had some pieces in my own home, the countertop piece, then the travertine that I did the dumpster diving with to use that worked really well for me. So I didn't have to purchase the acrylic block. I don't know how much the acrylic block weighs, but I'm assuming I've seen several of you use it out there. So I do apologize if somebody knows or uses it. Feel free to put that comment in the bottom and call that person out. I'm trying to find it. If I find it, I will post it on here as well. But these just worked for me for what I had, and my brick pieces are quite heavy, so it might not be usable for all people like a brick, because it might be too heavy to lift, but mine are quite hefty, so that's what I use. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you all for showing up to my channel and watching me from week to week. And do me a huge favor and hit that like, subscribe, and bell button and get notified when I upload the next video. I appreciate you all, and until next time, I'll see you then.